I'm joined today by men's under-16s Republic of Ireland head coach Paul Osam. Paul, how would you assess 2021 from your point of view?
It's been a very difficult year, stating the obvious there in relation to COVID and access to the players. So as the calendar year went, the first half of the year was very much redundant. We got the new group in then it was really around July, August before we got going. And it's been difficult because this group have missed a full season of international football, the 0-6 born players. And it's been a little bit different because they haven't been through the process of international football at under 15 level. So it's been a challenge for the players and for the staff as well. But it's coming together nicely now, I feel, at this stage. We've had few events with the players in 2021, so I think it's starting to take shape now. And yeah, it's been good. It's been different, but it's been good. It's been challenging, but there's been a lot of progress made.
I guess that's one of the things overlooked, isn't it? Usually they've got a year of international football under their belts before they come into yourself, and then they're straight into it and they kind of get an idea of it. But with yourself, this group started out in Malta, didn't they? The double header.
It's all part of a learning process for us, dealing with players who hadn't been in the previous year. But as I said, we went to Malta early on in, I think it was August, we went to Malta. It was a nice introduction for the players. With all due respect to Malta, they're a tier 3-4 country at international football. So they were nice games for the players to play in, to give them an introduction into football at international level, and also the whole process of being away from home and travelling and team meetings and preparing for games and the diet, nutrition, everything around the whole process of international football was a very, very good introduction for the players, I felt.
And then going on from Malta, you're then coming up against teams like Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland in the Victory Shield. Do you feel there was a lot that was taken on board from Malta going into the Victory Shield, some impressive displays, and ended up with a great result at the end of it?
Yeah, I think the players were a little bit shell shocked when we played Scotland, because it was a big step up from Malta, and we did try and prepare them with that, but there is no real preparation until they play the games. But they coped really well. The players, Scotland were a good side. We lost by the odd goal in the game. It was a very, very close game. But I was very happy with the performances of a lot of the players. They showed me that they could play at this level, at international level. Some done well, some not, done not so well, and that's the nature of football. And we played Wales and Northern Ireland there as well. So there was definite progress from the start of the Victory Shield to the end of the Victory Shield, and we ended up with a really, really strong performance against Northern Ireland. And it showed me and it showed the staff that the players had learned from the beginning of the tournament to the end of the tournament. They've taken on board a lot of information, a lot of detail around what way we wanted to play, and it was very pleasing. It was nice to come home from the Victory Shield. Although we didn't win, we didn't win the tournament, but at the end of the day, it's not all about that. It is important, but there was definite development of the players during that week in Belfast.
Then going on to the tournament in Spain, 2 games against Norway, and in between those 2 games with Spain, fantastic result against Norway. We talk about tier 3 and 4 teams, to then go and produce that against a side like Norway. You must have been delighted with that result.
Yeah, it was a fantastic display. We prepared very well for the game. Norway, very, very good side. They beat Spain 2-0 in the tournament last week. Really good side. Lots of really good players. Technically very, very good. Great understanding, great communication within the group. You can see they've got a definite style of play. So, we knew they'd beaten Sweden 6-0 a few weeks previous to playing us. So we looked at the video of the staff and the analyst, and we came up with a game plan to play against them. And I have to say the players were absolutely magnificent. Excuse me, in their application for the game. Everything that we thought would happen in the game did happen. It was fantastic to see the players taking on the information in such a short period of time. We only had 1 training session before we played Norway, and it was a really, really good performance, topped off with a really good result. So it was very, very pleasing. The players put in a tremendous effort to perform the way they did, and I think Norway were a little bit shell shocked, to be honest with you, at how good we were and how well we pressed them, and how competitive we were in the game, and then on top of that, we scored 3 fantastic goals. So really, really great start to the week, and we were all extremely pleased with the performance, players and staff.
And then you come up against Spain, and it was in front of a very healthy crowd, wasn't it, as well? I suppose that was a great experience for the players too, to go away and have that experience of the Spanish crowd as well.
Yeah, the game was played in the evening time in a small little village just outside Alicante. So I think all the local schools were there, and the local football clubs. So I think there were 400 or 500 people there. So it was a big test for our players. And on top of that, then you're playing Spain, and let's be honest, there's going to be nerves playing against Spain because they're a powerhouse of world football. So there were lots of things for the players to cope with. But again, they coped admirably. Again, we set up in a way to not just to stifle Spain, but also try and impose our own game on them. And we were very successful in that aspect. We weathered an early storm, which we knew would happen, and we went in 0 all at half time. We had a very, very good chance right on half time, but the performance was really good. Very, very disciplined performance by the players. And second half, then we conceded a goal maybe 15 minutes in, and we were under a little bit of pressure at that stage. And things are going to happen. You're not going to always prevent the opposition scoring. So they scored, went 1-0 up, and then they got 2 late goals. But even at 1-0, we were probably in the ascendancy at 1-0 for a 10-15 minute period, and I felt we were going to get an equaliser. And then in the last 6-7 minutes, they got 2 goals. So we got very tired. We put in a mammoth effort. All the players, the subs came on as well. So scoreline, not the most impressive, to lose 3-0, but certainly the performance, I'd say, was very, very good, really good. To hold a team like Spain to 1 goal going into the last 5-6 minutes was a good performance. And also, we rest a couple of players as well, so gave other players an opportunity to play. But it was a really, really good performance. And as I said, the result probably doesn't mirror the game overall, because late goals, the game goes on for 80 minutes, so you can't complain about conceding late goals. But good performance. Happy enough with the players. Happy enough with what they've done, what they achieved. Definitely left some things for us to work on reflection, probably in relation to managing the game at times. The pace of the game. Sometimes maybe we need to just control that and slow the game down at times. You can't play 100 miles an hour for the full duration of the game, particularly when you don't have as much possession as the opposition. So there were definite learnings for us, staff and players, from the game.
The second game against Norway didn't go your way, but one of the themes that you say is that you were really pleased with performances throughout this year. Perhaps the results might not have gone your way all the time, but like when you talk about the opposition, level of opposition, you seem to be really, really happy with the performances of the team.
Yeah, the last game against Norway that didn't go our way. We conceded a late goal. It was a free goal. One of our players pulled a hamstring while we were in possession of the ball, and they scored directly from that to get the winner to win 2-1. As I said, a really good side, Norway, as they showed when they beat Spain 2-0. So the level of opposition that we've ended up playing in this calendar year has been, for me, top class in relation to the 2 teams we played. If you're looking to going forward, if this group are lucky enough to qualify for European Championships next year, even the league phase, that's the quality you're going to be playing against. Or even in European finals, you're going to be playing against teams like Norway and Spain. So it's great for the players, great for the staff, lots of learnings for everybody, and I'd be very confident with the group. We may need 1 or 2 players in key positions, but that's always the case in international football, particularly for our country, where we don't have a massive pool of players to pick from. But everybody who played, done themselves absolute done themselves favours. Everybody who played. So really looking forward to next year. Say next calendar year, which will be the first 6 months will be the last 6 months for this group. But I think they're a decent group. Got some special players in there who surprised me really as time has gone on. And I think they'll do quite well next year, which will be the second half of their season in the games we play. We hopefully go to Turkey. They're playing a tournament in Turkey in January. I suppose depending on how the COVID situation is, we've provisioned to play maybe a game or 2 in March, and then we finish off in May with the UEFA Development Tournament in Sweden, with Sweden, Switzerland and Iceland. So good opposition again at the end of the year for the players to play. So this season really is all about getting the players prepared for European football, European Championship football under 17, and I think so far it's been really good preparation. As I said, the opposition they've played, the opposition we will play going forward. So it's still a bit of a player ID exercise as well, because some players have come through even in the 6 months that probably weren't on the, they would have been on the radar, but not in the squad maybe in Malta. There's certainly 2 or 3 players have come through, which is great to see. There's always opportunities for players to come in. And I always say to the coaches of the clubs, if your players are doing well enough, they'll come into the squad. There is no squad set at this age. It's a revolving door. If you're doing well, you'll come in. If you're not doing well, you may find yourself out of the group for a period of time, and that's the nature of football.
You've spoken about looking like it's a lot of positivity to take into 2022, but is there a highlight for you, particularly from 2021, considering the challenges that you had to overcome with this group? Is there a particular thing that stands out?
I would have to say the performance against Norway, because Malta was tier 4 team. I suppose we were expected to win there. We went to the Victory Shield and we equipped ourselves really, really well. And I definitely saw progress from the beginning of the Victory Shield to the end of the Victory Shield. So it was a case of, can we carry that forward then into the games in Spain, which we knew were going to be difficult games. And the way we prepared for the game against Norway, the staff and the training session, we only really had one proper training session to get ready for the game. The analysis that the staff done, the video analyst and the rest of the staff all chipped in, was fantastic. So that whole preparation for the Norway game, I think, was a highlight for me. And then it was capped off with a brilliant performance. So that's something from the year that I look back on and give everybody a lot of credit for, because it was a team effort, a staff effort, the whole group, and it was a really, really good performance.